Hello. How's,
Hello.
how's it going?
Good. And you?
I'm all right. Are you in the classroom right
I
now
think
or
everyone else is. Yeah, I'm in the classroom. I think a couple of other people are still gonna be joining very shortly.
nice? Yeah, I see one other student and logged in. So you checked out a couple of the worlds that I've made this morning. I noticed.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I saw you like using these bubbles to design the room.
Yeah, the sky boxes are nice. I had a friend, a user friend on here that he he was able to afford to do a monthly subscription to Blockade Labs AI Skybox. So
Hmm.
this is a text to 3D asset, or yeah. So this is an actual Skybox asset, and in their program, in their pro version, you can do things like put some depth in it, have a little depth mapping, which
Mm.
is kind of cool. It's probably in a better state now than it was then because it kind of warped the edges of the image when we were trying it. But
Hmm.
it's kind of insane to be able to say, okay, make a winter scene, and all of a sudden you just have this like mountains and snow and everything, and it's perfect for an environment like this. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, I don't know how it kind of moved. You're kind of disappearing now. Maybe I gotta move back. Am I moving in? Do you see me moving
yeah,
left and right?
yep,
Okay.
I see you.
And if I move this far, do I disappear? Do I
No,
disappear now?
if you yes, there you are. That's a
Okay.
that's a boundary issue on your headset. So yeah, I mean, you can choose to do
Mm,
you could choose to do room scale, but then you have to just draw your area.
right.
Hey there,
Yeah, I think it's okay now.
how's it going?
I think
That's a
conversation might be a little bit difficult for the next couple minutes.
that's no problem. Nice. These avatars are great.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi. Yeah. Yeah. The clothing choices are. I gotta say, I feel a little overdressed. I promise I'm not this
Hi.
boring. I'm not as boring as my outfit.
It's
In fact,
fine.
I never wear dress shoes. And I remember the other day I was looking at a video. I was like, oh, I would never. This outfit would never be something I would choose. So I have to go back to Ready Player Me sometime and rethink the whole thing. How everybody doing this afternoon?
Oh, quite well, I guess. How about you?
Uh,
It is 3:40 in the morning over here where I live. So I'm doing. It's I'm feeling awake because I'm with y'all, and that's exciting for me. But I'm sitting in a
Oh, yeah,
trailer.
that's quite
I'm
early.
I'm sitting in a trailer in my backyard, and it's pretty cool. It's a whole new setting. I told my family that I was like, you will never guess what I'm doing tonight at 3 a.m.
Talking with some random students.
Talking to some people with a headset on, and I promise I'm not weird. It's funny. The other day I was watching a show, and the deadbeat boyfriend was a guy named Todd, my name, and he had a headset on. And it was just like, oh, let's think of a character that is the most pitiful. I got it. Let's name him Todd and give him a headset. And my wife just looked over at me. I'm like, yeah, I see it. I get it. Yeah, that's funny. All right. So do we have a few more folks that are showing up? Is that what I hear?
Yes, a few are missing.
Okay. So I'm definitely not gonna start too early. I don't want anybody to get I don't have to have them play catch up. But for those of you that don't know this, and you know, maybe you're moving around or whatever, and you're welcome to fly around the room, and just, but you know, because this is a skybox, you can see how far the edges go. But if you ever get stuck, this is the anchor point right here. And if you hold down your Oculus button on your right controller for 3 seconds, it'll take you back to this anchor point.
Ah, doch.
Hello,
Huh?
hello.
Ah, doch, hi.
How's it going? So you never have to
Which
worry about
button?
getting the button is on your right controller, and it's like it's under your thumbstick, and it's like indented. It's not your A or your B buttons. It's the indented button underneath the thumbstick. You hold that down for 3 seconds, and it
Okay.
takes you back to the anchor point, which is right here, and that'll kind of center you back to, so you don't get lost.
Ja.
Yeah. So that's it.
I was also just told that we will take a couple more minutes because so we got some setup problems for a couple of the classes.
No problem. No problem. Yeah, we're all this is just kind of par for the course. I've found, you know, just trying to get people to understand
Funktioniert jetzt bin ich drin.
the original, you know, the first complications. But once you get past that, we can actually explore new worlds. So yeah, swim around if you haven't practiced your swimming.
Wer umarmt sich denn noch?
One of the
Okay.
things you can be doing is like practicing your swimming
irgendwie
while we're
sind zwei
waiting.
Leute, eine Person.
If you aren't familiar with that, you hold your
Okay.
grip button down and you grip the air in front of you,
Da steht noch jemand.
and then you let go. It's like you're crawling. It's like you're crawling along the ground. So if you want to do that slow movement closer or farther away, but you can also flick. So if you go backwards like this and flick yourself, you can fling yourself through
Was
the
er
air.
macht.
So it's kind of fun. And the faster you flick, be careful if you're next to somebody. You don't want to.
Herr Josi,
You don't want
wie
to
hast du das
hit, you don't want to hit
gemacht,
somebody
Josi?
next to you.
Du musst doch... Wie?
Yeah.
Ja.
Flicking is kind of one of the more fun things to do in PatchWorld. But also
Hallo.
you can adjust in the settings. You can adjust. There he is. Yeah, hey. You can adjust in the settings how strong it is. So you can go all the way, you know, and then yeah.
Krass.
So maybe find out how far you can throw yourself.
Komisches Alien.
Yeah, there we go. Nice.
Jetzt bin ich bei Noah.
Oh yeah, throw yourself all the way out. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, auf jeden Fall ein bisschen rum. Also du musst so zwei Dinger gedrückt halten
Nice.
und dann so... Okay.
Yeah, this is so for a lot of people, PatchWorld's the swimming is a new experience, and it's funny because if you go to some of the other apps that you guys have checked out, you know, the floating function is it's a whole new way of interfacing. You know, it's like you're and a couple other things you can do that come as a you have to enable it in the settings, as you can actually go upside down too.
Connection ist schlecht.
You can swim upside down, which is fun.
Hä?
And sometimes for some people it gets a little hard to right yourself once you're there. But that's a fun setting. Also, you can get bigger or smaller.
Oh,
What?
You can turn yourself into a giant.
Ah!
oh mein Gott.
So those are kind of fun things to do. And as you probably can imagine, kids in in primary school are all over the size changing. they're like, oh, I want to be I want to be a giant. And I'm like, yes, I get it. So, Leo, are we at a place where we can maybe get started a little bit, or are we waiting on a couple of more people? I'm not hearing you, so you might be on a mute. No,
Do you hear me now?
I do. I hear you now. Yes, I hear you now.
Yeah, so we're all set. The 8 people are here, the students, and
wonderful.
yeah.
Okay, great.
We can start. Thank you.
Yeah, totally. Hey, so I appreciate you guys. There we go. Somebody's already doing the upside down. That's perfect. Exactly what I want you to do. So today is sort of a, I would say, reimagining of what VR can be in a classroom. And I've been doing this for about 100 sessions at least. When I started out in my classroom, I had, yes, sorry.
Is everybody hearing Todd?
No.
You might have to get closer.
Oh,
maybe.
Actually, let me.
For me, it was a proximity thing.
Let me do this. Never mind. Can everybody hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a setting. That's a setting. If you look in your wrist, there's a setting for muting yourself and other people. You can also turn off 3D audio or 3D voice chat so that it is a proximity thing for some. So if you want to do, if you want to have private conversations, you can actually do that too, which is nice. I was going to say this is an exploration of a brand new way to do a VR classroom because of the freedom that PatchWorld has as far as like being able to move around and to be in a place with other people. There's a lot of potential, but also a lot of ways that you can get overwhelmed. I was talking to Leo a little earlier about just the idea of when you come in to a new environment and you try to get your bearings, and whether it's you're trying a new skill or you're trying to meet a new group of people. What are some of the things, I'm curious, what are some of the things that you've used to help you, especially in a VR setting, to feel like you could be comfortable to explore? Does anybody have any thoughts about that? What are some of the things that you have used in a new environment, whether it's, you're in VR chat or Rec Room and it's like, okay, this is really overwhelming. What are some of the things that you have used to get yourself to feel like comfortable in exploring? Anybody could just pop in and just say something.
I guess like just flying around is always a good bet. Just have a quick look top and bottom and get bearings of what like how everything's situated, I guess.
So like navigating.
That's usually a go-to.
Yeah. What about when you're in a space with other people? What are some of the ways that you engage that space to help you feel like you safe to explore? Not just like be a fly on the wall, but when you start going, oh yeah, I can actually do this now. What are some of the ways that you have? What are some of the tools that you use when you go into a new space like that? Anybody have any ideas? No? Well, so for now, I'll be thinking about that. I don't want to put anybody on the spot. That's totally fair. For now, what I want to show you is imagine you have a floating space. And imagine there are a bunch of items in the middle of this floating space. Let's float toward them. I don't want you to reach out and touch anything just yet. I will be asking you to do that in a second. But I want you to float around them. And I want you to just notice what you notice. And I know that for some of you, you're like, Todd, what are you doing? Just out with it. Tell us how to do this. I want you to just look at this, explore this like this would be the first time you're ever looking at something. It's like you're looking at alien artifacts, and you're like, what would you be looking for? And in about a minute, I'm going to ask you what it is that you noticed about everything. Are there familiar elements to it? Are they completely foreign? What are you wondering about? Some of you have already been in worlds. You already know certain things that certain things do. I'm sure you've got guesses. Okay. So anybody, just popcorn it out. Tell me, what did you notice? What did you notice about this thing? Do you notice anything that you recognize?
I guess there's some familiar elements like the Polaroid camera.
Okay, there you go. Like the camera. Yeah, there's a camera.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else?
And then I guess like the rough idea of cables is a concept that I understand.
Cool.
But a lot of the other, and like dials, I guess like the basic concepts are somewhat familiar, but the actual construction is, unknown.
Exactly. Yeah. There was a shape here. Did it go away? That's funny. I'm going to spawn something in. This is, for some of you, you guys are familiar with the term spawn. And in PatchWorld, that's the name for bringing something in. I spawned a shape. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see that the sphere that I just spawned in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So what I want people to do now is I'm gonna walk through the way things work in Patch. First of all, with everything, you can reach out to the item and move it by holding down your grip button and then just taking it with you. So I want you to practice just I'm just going to point to different people. You guys don't see what your numbers are, so I'm not going to point to your numbers. But I'm going to, if I just point to you, will you just come up and grab an item and then put it back where it was? So like take it and then put it back. All right, sound good?
Yeah.
Will you start? Will you start for us?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. There you go. Yep. Okay. Perfect. All right. And that doesn't matter which item. Just take one. There you go. You're next. Yes. Yeah. Don't be afraid of getting close up to it too. That's fine. And you. Come on up. You gotta. I don't want to break anything. I'm gonna do what they did. What about? Go ahead. You can go now. Yeah. Go ahead. Go for it. There you go. Yes. Do something different. Yes. I love it. All right. What about you? Come on up. Oh, where's he gonna go? Okay. Yeah. Grab it. You gotta grab it. You gotta grab it with your grip button and pull it toward you.
Heavy.
Yes, it's heavy. Oh, it's a bubble.
Finger.
So when you reach out, then you press your grip button, and then the grip button. Yeah, there you go.
Ah, okay. Hello.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yep, you got it. Yep, there it is. And then you let go. Perfect. All right. Yes. Now you're next. Oh, there we go. Nice. Okay, now everybody is seeing that we're all able to move in this environment. Now imagine like you were in a classroom, like this, younger kids, anything like that. Come on up. I didn't want to leave you out. Sorry about that. Oh, and Leo, would you like to pick something, or are you good?
Oh yeah.
Nice. Yes. Perfect. Yes. Okay. So all these items you picked up are things that you can find readily available in your library, all except for this. This is something that is a image that I made in an AI image generator called Ideogram. I don't work for them. That's where I made it. And then I used the portal. PatchWorld has a portal, a web portal that lets you bring in your own assets. So you can bring in images. What I did was I actually I didn't even leave the headset. So this is really cool. If you make something, you could put it in the web portal on the browser on your headset while you're wearing it, while you're still in PatchWorld. And then you can reload or refresh your library, and you can get to that image or that asset readily available. So it's super nice because it's like, man, I could use I want like a train, and so that you find it on Sketchfab or something like that, and then you download it, and then you bring it onto the web portal, and then you refresh the library, and then it's there. So it's a super cool feature, instantly customizable. Can you imagine? Like if you're like, man, I want to start a world. If you're a kid, or if you're just anybody, the first thing that I think of, and I was wondering, do y'all, most of y'all have your own customization that you've done already. You've created an avatar for yourself. Maybe that helps you feel like you're yourself a little bit more in this place. Like, here's what I want you to look at. Take a look at each other and yourself in this.
Oh, ich habe Flügel.
Yeah, exactly. And I can make this mirror huge. I can make it tiny. I can make a ton of them. One of the first things that I had a friend who was a Unity professor, and his first thing was like, man, learning Unity was really, really tough, and especially when we were trying to render different images. And he immediately did things like he took another mirror, and if you've ever been in a dressing room that has 3 mirrors, your first instinct is to what? Anybody?
Get an infinite.
Yeah, exactly. Make the infinite mirrors, right? So you're immediately wanting to copy, and then you want to do the mirror on the mirror. So so in Patch you can do that stuff all easily. You copy and paste everything. So you can do a lot of that sort of stuff without much trouble. So I'm gonna move on. Nobody has any questions at this point. Anybody have any questions at this point? No. Okay, I'm going to walk you through what these things are that you picked up. Because this whole apparatus on this table is kind of like what I consider the biggest bang for your buck. So I've got this shape. What's cool about PatchWorld is you can do a lot of your own sculpting of shapes, and just like I showed you before, you can duplicate very, very easily.
How can I duplicate it?
Yeah, very good question. When I hold the item, each time I hold the item, there's a context menu that comes up when you press the button that's not the 3 lines button. So if you look down at your controller, you'll see the button that has 3 lines on it. That's like for your library. So when you tap that, the library comes up. You tap it again, it closes. Underneath that is a dashed circle. Do you see what I mean? That would be your X button or your A button on your right controller. When you hold your item, right, or if you have your wand inside your item, you press down on the on that dashed circle, and you get a different context menu. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get each one of you a ball. Take that ball, and I want you to look at the context menu. Now, if you accidentally erase it, don't worry. There's more where that came from. you don't have to worry about it. Everybody got one? Anybody missing? No? Everybody got one? Okay, great. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold the ball, and then you're going to hold down your dashed circle, and you see where it says inspect? If when you hold that down, what's the word that says in the middle when you press that button? It says shape. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I pull my wand up into the menu, you'll see the menu gets red up in that spot where you pull to. So you hold down that button while your wand is in the middle of the shape. You hold down your X or your A while you've got your wand in the shape. Do not use you don't need to use your grip button. Don't use your grip button right now. Just put the end of your wand into your shape, and then press your X button or your A button, and you'll see a thing that says shape. Now you could copy by moving your wand to the right and letting it go all the way to the edge of the circle, and you can put things to a clipboard. If you go up and it says expect, here's what I want you to try. If you're like, if you feel like you're, I don't know, an expert, I want you to change the shape. Try to figure out how to change the shape. If you know how to duplicate, I want you to change it. So if you change it, you're going to go up to inspect. And then down on the bottom, you'll see things that says sphere. And then you can change it to any kind of thing. You can change it to cones and rings and squares, cubes, all sorts of things. And you can also change the color. Somebody already noticed that. So I want you to mess around with that shape. And some of you are already understanding what's going on here. We're moving into a place where now we're not just talking about a virtual classroom with tools that we don't really understand. Now we've got I consider one of the best ways to engage in a new space is that you can immediately find yourself using primary things that you've always learned to use, whether that's blocks. If I have a block in my hand, if I have blocks in my hand, I'm immediately going, oh, this is great. Now, some of you already figured out too that you can do the same thing. There we go. Yes. You can grab a shape. You can make it bigger or smaller by holding onto your shape and then moving your thumbstick. Watch this. I just made mine tiny, or I made mine huge. Just use your thumbstick while you're holding the grip button. So if my grip button is on, not the trigger button, but the grip button, hold that in the middle. Hold your grip button in the middle of the shape, and then use your thumbstick to make it bigger or smaller. There you go. Perfect. Love it. Yes. Whoa. Okay. What's happening? That's great. Whoo.
Ich habe einen Riesen...
Now, if you're like, I want to undo this. Can I undo this? Of course. Go up to it. Press the menu button, and then over there it says cut. On the left it says cut. Yep. I'm going to give you a few more minutes to mess around with that, and then we'll go on to the next thing. Wow, some of these, it's so crazy, and you got to be careful. Some of these get real big real fast. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, that's magical. So cool. All right. So I'm going to give you about another minute, and I'm going to show you some of the other things we can do here, and the shapes will be involved. Okay. All right. So you can keep your toys there, but maybe go move them off to the side for a second. And I'll let me direct your attention back to our table of elements here. So what you're going to see, I hope you're feeling a little bit more comfortable than you were before. How's everybody doing? You're doing okay? You getting water? You're feeling good? Okay. I want you to know that what's important to me is not that you understand me very much. It's that you feel like you're free to ask anything you need. You all know that you're in charge of your own learning. I'm not in charge of your learning. You're in charge. So I want you to know that I'm working for you today. So you paid for this class. Get the money, your money's worth. So ask the teacher that's here, that knows about this. And if you can't think of it, if you don't think of it till later, please hit me up. I'm on Discord in the patch. I'm always answering. I get really excited when I get messages there. Or you can talk to Leo, and Leo can pass the message on to me. But yeah, I really mean it. This is the kind of stuff that makes me excited. So, all right. So what I want you to look at over here is the camera. Somebody saw the camera before. This camera is just what you think it is. It's an actual camera inside of Patch. And some of you can see the viewfinder, right? You see the viewfinder?
Yeah.
You see that I'm in the viewfinder? Well, what's cool is when you take a viewfinder and you attach it, you take a camera and you attach the image block to it, you can take your viewfinder and you basically have your own screen of it. Okay? And as you can imagine, you can do those vortex effects a lot easier, but also you could do things like this. Doing a little selfie video. And you can also do on the top here, you can change the zoom. And my favorite function, equal rectangular.
Ooh.
So this is the entire world on the image.
Oh, that's crazy.
And you might be thinking, oh, that's pretty great. It is so great. I have actually even made it be where on the standalone version, so you can get a desktop for your Mac or PC. And if you're familiar with OBS or any streaming software, what you can do is you can take the standalone, track with me a little bit. You can take the standalone and in the app, take a basically screenshot or stream this image, put it on YouTube as a 360 video. So if you ever want to do that, let me know. That's my new obsession is creating 360 videos of VR space, because when people look at you, people look at you strange about because you like VR. It's only because if they've never done it. So sometimes it's nice to show them exactly what you're doing on the headset. All right. So the image block, right? It's live. You've got your camera, you've got an image block. Okay, so here's what's cool. Below the image block is this thing called a set material block. Some of you probably guess what a set material block does. It sets the material of whatever you're using. For instance, if I'm taking my shape and I want to set the material of the shape to this, or this, or this, or this. It sets the material of that shape. Can you see that the material changing or no?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes you don't, sometimes I'm not sure. So what if you were like, well, that's interesting, but what if I want to do something different? Up here in the main texture area, it says color texture. Use color texture. And I'm going to pull in Patch, there's a couple of ways to have one thing interact with each other. Anytime you see one of these geodesic domes kind of thing, that's where you can pull a plasma bolt out of it. Do you see that? By taking your trigger button. Holding your trigger button down and pulling a plasma thing out of it. That's how you pull. That's actually how you take anything. That's called a stream. This is called over here. This is called a jolt. And they call this a stick. I don't like that name. I'm going to tell the developers to call it a plasma. I want to call it plasma. It just looks like it. So what you could do is you could take this from the color texture in your set materials and set it toward your image block. Okay, that's starting to feel a little complicated, don't you think? All right, but look at what happened to the circle on the top. Did you guys notice that while we were doing something? Look what happened to the circle on the top of the set materials block. What happened? Yeah. The image block became one with the circle. Somebody take the camera and move it around. There you go. See how the circle is there? Now, what do you suppose would happen if I pull a plasma bolt out of this?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
The material is live. The material is live. Pretty cool, right?
Mm.
Now, I'm going to show you something else. This, I like that shape. It's a good shape. It's angular. This right here is a couple of blocks. One is a multiply block. Okay? This is the stream coming off of this bubble player. Okay? When I push this bubble, do you see, if I open this bubble up, do you see the waveform inside?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can close it up, open it up by holding both of my grip buttons together and then holding on both sides and then stretching it out. And then I could put it in and hit it. Now it's on a loop. I did a little bit of magic back here to make it loop up. But you might notice it's plugged into a speaker. I can change the panning. I can change the gain. Notice how I'm doing that? I'm using my trigger button, pointing it toward the knob, and then I'm turning it. Okay? Now this other thing, I'm going to plug into this. Do y'all see that? This is called a rotor. A rotor turns things around. So if I pull a plasma onto this shape, and then I give the rotor some numerical information, the shape moves, right? But I don't want to keep doing this with my hand. I want it to be kind of automated, and I can dance so I can dance around. I need to have my hands free for dancing. Everybody has to have hands free. So I'm going to plug in. I can do infinite amounts of streams coming out. I can just keep pulling it. So I'm going to plug one of them into the rotor. Do you see?
So cool.
See how the shape is dancing? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you like me? Don't you wish it was maybe dancing a little bit more? Yeah? So that's where the multiply block comes in. On the side, the multiply block has a number. So you take the amount that's coming out of the stream and you multiply it. Right now it's on 0. What if I multiply it to 10?
Oh.
So you see how immediately reactive it is? Somebody come up and change the multiply to a different thing. And here's how you do it. If I come up here and I on the side, there's this, what is it? It looks like a stream input, right? It looks like something you would put one of these in. If you hold it right next to it, you'll be able to see numbers. And when you press your trigger button on it and go up or down with your controller, you'll change the number. Once you can I get a volunteer? Somebody who want to try it so they can show how the numbers work there? Go ahead. That's great. Come on up. There we go. Woo!
Oh, I don't know. Is 10?
Yeah. No. That's the thing. You don't know yet until you start moving it. You're like, do I want it that much? Do I need it that much? I kind of do. I like it. I like a lot of movement, and that's the great thing about multiply. There's not a right answer to it. When you don't know what kind of movement is going to come from the numbers, you just have to experiment with it. All right. So, what I would like for you to do now, remember how I got an image on that block? Your shapes that you brought in, I want you to pull a plasma bolt using your trigger button to your shapes. So that's going to be a little tricky for some of you. So if you need my help, let me know. But I'm going to pull them to your shapes. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you don't need to pull the whole thing. Just take your trigger button and pull a plasma from there. There we go. Yeah. Yes. There you go. And if you want to make more shapes, find a shape and duplicate it. There you go. Yes. Make crazier shapes if you want. Find a if you don't remember how to find that inspect menu, let me know. How are we feeling? You guys doing okay? Somebody's got to grab the camera. Let's do some live crazy moves. Yes. There you go.
Can you explain what happened to my shape here? It's gotten kind of interesting.
Ooh, yeah.
This grid. Do you know how that happened?
It's a grid now, you said?
I don't know exactly. When I attached the image, first it was the image, and then it turned into this grid. Do you know how to change it back? Or what that is?
I don't see it as a grid. That's the problem. I don't. So I'm wondering.
Okay. Maybe it's just for me.
It could be that. Yeah, I don't know. You could just do a copy of it and see if that changes anything. There you go.
Oh yeah, now it's back. Yeah.
So now I'm going to change it so you can see the entire thing. Yeah. So cool. What's the craziest shape you can make with one of these things? Oh, and if you want to pull a plasma bolt from the rotor, so it moves your ball or your shape. Do this first. Turn your multiplier down so it's not gonna go all over the place. So you might be asking yourself, when I come to this world, my first thing is going to be, I'm going to run into these streams. I'm going to run into these plasma bolts and unplug something. In the inspect menu of the set materials block, you'll see a thing that says show lines. When you undo them, you don't see them anymore. So you can adjust the visibility of them, which is really nice, especially when you're trying to show worlds to people and you don't want it to be obvious what's happening. It's a magician trick.
And how did you do that?
In the inspect menu, know how we changed our shapes?
Mm-hmm.
In the inspect menu of the set materials block, which is this one right here, it says show lines is one of the options in the inspect menu. All right, I'm going to give you about 5 more minutes, and I'm going to show you a couple of more things to the set material blocks, and then I'm going to move on to instruments. But this is, so far, I feel like we're getting somewhere. I can just tell. we're already so far. Think back to when we first were in here. It didn't look at all like this. If you want to get the music going again, yeah, just hit the bubble on the end there. There you go. Oh yeah, and actually, if you would like, pull in some more music. Pull in a different bubble. So the way you do that is you go to library by pressing your library button, which is the three lines, and then going up to the left where it says sounds. If you pick out of the loop packs, you'll find some cool loop packs that'll give us a good loop sound, good sound and loop, and spawn that bubble and throw that in. See what we can do.
How can I hear the loop before spawning it?
By holding your hand over it.
Thanks.
It's nice. It's cute. Ooh, it's spacey.
Nee, ich hab noch Akku.
That's really cool. So, one of the things that is cool about PatchWorld's ability to bring interactivity in is that there's a lot of different interfaces.
Yeah.
Some are just instruments. Some they look just like instruments. Some of them are just boxes that you put your hand in. All of this stuff is sort of requiring, right at this point, requiring us to pull something out and plug it into something else, or pull a bolt out of it. What if you could just put your hand out into something? That's our next step. So I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, so don't get it twisted, but we're going to clean this up a little bit. So some of y'all, it's time to clean up your messes. So I want you to take a shape. I want you to hold your X button and cut it out.
Oh.
We're going to clean it. So look, your actual, look down at your controller, and it's the actual X button. Yep, there you go. Some of you figured that out. Okay, so there's also select. You can select more than one shape at a time. Okay, it doesn't have to be completely clean, but just want to make some space for some instruments here. Okay. All right. We're doing good. All right, so I want to spawn in something that's a cool shape. Somebody came up with a tiny little wand. That's cool. I like that one. All right. So I'm going to start. We're gonna start a little jam session here, and the way we're gonna make this work is I'm gonna pull out a couple of different instruments, okay, and I'm gonna show you how instruments work just in general in Patch, and then you can decide whether or not you want to use controllers or not. But I will tell you, I'm gonna be pulling in things that don't require your controllers. You just reach your hand out. The first instrument that does that is this instrument that I use that'll be in your devices under Make Music. So if you want to look along with me, you can open up your menu, which is your three lines, the three lines on your controller, which is Y or B. And then you go to devices on the left-hand side. You see devices, sounds, visuals, or blocks. You're going to be going to devices. And under devices, you're going to see bubble players.
Mm-hmm.
And under bubble players, you're going to see killer board. Okay? Killer board. Sounds legit. Now, right now, nothing is happening. It's nothing more than just a really cool looking box that's not doing a thing. You'll notice on the side, crash. Had a crash coming back in. Did it crash for everybody else too? Leo? Hey, did a bunch of people crashed, huh?
We're sweating, so just a short break. I'll show you.
Hey! You want to see my trailer, you guys? Here's my trailer. I'm sitting in a trailer.
Oh, yeah, the trailer. Okay.
And it's nighttime still.
Yeah, it's early for Todd, so.
4:27.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think just maybe a short break.
Yeah, good idea.
That's a good idea,
Yeah.
Get some water flowing. So, I don't know, how long had you planned to do the workshop? Should we maybe just put in like a break at the end and talk a bit or something like that?
Yeah, I want to show
time frame?
I want to show tiny of the music jams stuff.
Yeah.
And then after that, then yeah, we'll just do like a reflection
Fine. Okay.
and follow up for anybody else that wants to come to workshops or any of that stuff.
Oh yeah, true. That's a good point. Let's do that. Okay, then we just fuel up here and we'll come back to you.
Cool. We'll see you in a bit.
Yeah, see you in a bit.
Bye.